3 years ago, my dad passed away unexpectedly, so it was quite a bit of stress on my life emotionally, but also he had a rental business with quite a few rental properties, and my sister and I took that on. So during these 3 years, and my stress level was very high. As a result of that, everything in my body just was not functioning correctly. Right before my dad had passed away, I had had gallbladder surgery to remove my gallbladder. At the same time that they did that, they found out I had non-alcoholic fatty liver. So I think from what I've learned as being part of this industry and learning about my health this past year is that that liver not working correctly was not processing sugars, carbs, or anything along those lines. So the spring of 2017, I was having the same symptoms that I had right before I got my gallbladder out. So at that point, I kind of got a little scared thinking something's not going right and I have got to do something or I'm going to be in bad shape, as well as my feet started to hurt from the moment I jumped out of bed in the morning and hit the floor. My feet were killing me. And so I had neuropathy coming on and was pre-diabetic. My sugars were way out there. I am sure I actually was trying to take care of myself, so I hadn't gone to get this all figured out, but I'm sure I was pre-diabetic. So I saw a friend on Facebook, and she was saying about how she was feeling better, drinking coffee, which I hate coffee, or I did at that time. I hated coffee. And I thought, there's no way I could drink coffee. But then I thought, I am so desperate, I've got to do something. But to top this all off, my sons were graduating from high school. And it was the day of graduation that was kind of like the turning point for me. I had stayed out of videos. I had stayed out of pictures. I did not want to be in pictures because I knew I'd gained weight. But it was when we got those pictures back and I started looking at myself, I realized life had gotten way out of control. I knew I felt awful, but I didn't really realize how awful I looked. So at that point, I went over to my friend's house and I said, okay, I've got to have something. I'm desperate. I have got to lose weight. And so she told me that she wasn't a big coffee drinker as well, but she doctored up her coffee with some creamer and did that. And I thought, you know what? I want to make sure I don't put anything else in this. So I found some coffee syrups and I added sugar-free coffee syrups in the beginning to get my coffee in me so that I wouldn't add any extra fats. And so I did that, but I wasn't totally losing weight, but what kept me going is I was had tons of energy, and I hadn't had that in such a long time that I kept getting up each day thinking I've got to drink my coffee just so I can make it through the day, because I'd been taking naps every afternoon, and after I started the coffee I didn't need naps every afternoon, so obviously I was getting a lot more work done. So I was like, I've got to do this. But my body, I think because of that non-alcoholic fatty liver that I had going on, it was not budging on the weight right at first. So I used our Breakthrough Cleanse to get my body and get things moving through my gut to clean it out, as well as we have the trim that has been excellent for my body because it has the inulin fiber in it, so that helps to push out what fat is being broken down and melting off my body. That was helping to flush that out of my system. So my regimen that I do almost every day is I drink the coffee, the Optimum coffee, and I do a trim about 3 o'clock when I want to munch on something and think I need something in my mouth. And usually I'm not really hungry, but by about 3 o'clock, that coffee's kind of worn off from curbing my appetite. So I drink a trim. It has a little bit of caffeine in it, so that gets me all the way till dinner time. And then at right before bed, I drink the Immune Boost. And that was one of the first things I realized. I also didn't sleep well. So I was running on fumes all day long before these products. So the Immune Boost helps obviously to boost your immune system, but the biggest thing I would say that I love about it is it gives me the best night's sleep that I've had in years. I used a lot of Advil PM before I would go to bed because I literally was desperate for sleep, but that was the only way that I could get to sleep ahead of using this immune boost. Now I wake up rested and ready to jump up out of bed, and it's almost like my body wakes me up, whereas before I was just dragging out of bed. So I did all of these products, but it took 3 months back a year ago when I got started on this, 3 months of that breakthrough cleanse to get my body to even start moving on the weight. I was losing some in inches, I was noticing, and my clothes were fitting looser, but the big thing that really helped is I had to get cleansed before the coffee could really do its job and flush my system out like it needed to. So I am a total believer in these products. They have totally saved my life. I really feel like they've saved my life. The Max Spray, I didn't even mention that. I do that every single day, and it probably a week into using that is when I noticed my neuropathy pain in my feet going away. So I can't even say good enough things about these products and that they gave me my life back.